Ever notice how some people just seem to navigate complex situations effortlessly, building rapport, influencing outcomes, but without seeming, manipulative?
Yeah, absolutely.
We often call it political skill, maybe in a corporate sense. But what if those same sophisticated social talents were actually the secret weapon in B2B sales? Is it just smooth talking or something, well, deeper?
That's a great question.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really fascinating paper. It's by Megan C. Good and Charles H. Schwepker Jr., published in the Journal of Business Research. And this isn't just like theory for
No,
academics.
not at all.
It's a deep exploration into how what they call political skill directly impacts how B2B salespeople build relationships, serve customers, handle tricky ethical spots, and ultimately, well, how they perform.
Right. And our mission today is really to pull back the curtain on these social competencies.
Mm,
We want to understand not just what political skill is, but how it connects directly and indirectly to sales success. And maybe most surprisingly, to ethical choices. You're going to gain, I think, a powerful new lens to view sales interactions and hopefully discover some actionable insights, whether you're selling yourself, leading a team, or honestly just curious about how human influence works.
Forget everything you thought you knew about sales ethics, maybe, because this deep dive, it promises to uncover a, let's say, jaw-dropping truth about why some salespeople might get away with questionable behavior, at least for a little while,
Mm.
and what that means for both your bottom line and, your long-term reputation. This is kind of your shortcut to understanding the hidden dynamics that really drive sales, helping you navigate these complex waters with hopefully more confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
So political skill in sales, it immediately conjures images, for me anyway, of maybe backstabbing, a little office ladder climbing.
Right, it has that connotation.
But this paper seems to suggest something entirely different when we apply it to sales. Can you clarify what it really means? When we talk about a salesperson's political skill, especially with external customers, not just internal politics?
That's a great point because the term itself can definitely be misleading. When researchers talk about political skill, they're generally not talking about manipulation or power plays in that negative way.
Okay.
Instead, it's more a collection of interpersonal characteristics focused on managing relationships and influencing others through what we could call social competencies.
Social competencies.
Yeah.
Right.
And while it's often studied within an organization, office dynamics, this paper does something unique. It applies it to a salesperson's external relationships with customers. It's really about how skillfully you engage socially.
Got it.
And the concept, it sort of breaks down into four key dimensions. They're all interconnected, but distinct.
Okay. What are they?
So first, there's social astuteness. This is about being a really keen observer. It's the ability to read people accurately, interpret social interactions, understand the unspoken rules of a situation.
Like having good social radar.
Exactly. Like a high social radar. You're scanning the environment, picking up cues, understanding the dynamics, when to push, when to pull back, maybe when to just listen carefully.
Make sense?
Then there's interpersonal influence.
Yeah.
This is that knack for making a good impression, getting people to like you, basically. It's about communicating easily, effectively, building rapport quickly.
So charisma, or more than that.
It's related to charisma, but it's maybe more deliberate.
Mm.
It's adapting your style to connect with different personalities, making others feel comfortable and valued. That naturally makes them more receptive.
Okay. Number 3.
Number 3 is networking ability. And this goes way beyond just collecting business cards.
Right.
It's about skillfully building and, crucially, leveraging diverse networks,
Yeah.
both inside your own company and with your customers' organizations.
Mm.
Politically skilled people are often great at forging alliances, managing conflicts, negotiating.
They know who to talk to.
Precisely. They know the key players, who has the resources, how to connect the dots to get things done.
Yeah.
And that often gives them access to better information, more opportunities.
And the last one, you said 4.
Yes, the fourth. And this one is absolutely critical because it really underpins the others. Apparent sincerity.
Apparent sincerity. Interesting phrasing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Individuals high in this are seen as authentic, genuine, forthright. They seem honest and trustworthy. Now, this perception isn't necessarily about being perfectly ethical 100% of the time,
Ah, okay.
but it's about how your actions are perceived. When you're seen as truly sincere, it inspires confidence and trust. Your actions aren't viewed as coercive or manipulative. It suggests honorable intentions.
What strikes me there is, yeah, it's less about being political in that negative way we first thought and much more about advanced social intelligence, emotional IQ maybe,
Okay.
applied strategically.
It's a great way to put it.
So it's not just being a people person, it's a highly strategic, often subtle deployment of these traits.
Exactly. It's a toolkit.
Okay, so with that clearer picture of political skill, how does this actually show up, in the day-to-day life of a B2B salesperson? What are the immediate tangible benefits of having this kind of social savvy?
Well, the study found several very direct and very positive connections. First off, political skill significantly boosts a salesperson's customer relationship building competence.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because these individuals excel at that apparent sincerity and social astute, as we talked about. They're just naturally better at establishing trust, which, as we know, is the absolute bedrock of any strong, lasting business relationship.
Right. Trust is everything.
Totally. They can adapt their approach to different buyers, genuinely foster connections that go way beyond just one transaction.
Okay, so better relationships. What else?
Second, political skill directly enhances customer-oriented selling,
Meaning.
meaning politically skilled salespeople are better at truly understanding buyer needs, and then, crucially, influencing decisions toward outcomes that genuinely benefit both sides. It's not just about making the sale today.
It's about the long game.
Exactly. It's about aligning with the customer's long-term interests, seeing beyond the immediate win. They use that interpersonal influence to guide customers towards solutions that create real, sustainable value.
Okay. And the third direct link, performance.
Yes, and perhaps most straightforwardly, political skill is directly and positively linked to overall sales performance.
It's about bottom line.
The bottom line, think about it. A salesperson who is socially astute, can influence effectively, and has a strong network. They're simply better equipped to hit their targets.
Right.
And this isn't just about influencing the customer directly. It also involves leveraging those internal networks we mentioned.
Inside their own company.
Yeah. Like a salesperson who knows the right person in shipping or finance can smooth out delivery issues or fix billing problems quickly. That ultimately serves the customer better, makes them happier, and leads to more sales down the line. Plus, they're often key negotiators who instill trust, which naturally helps their results.
So it's definitely not just schmoozing then. It's really about leveraging social capital, that perceived sincerity, to create tangible business results and build lasting value for everyone involved.
Precisely.
It sounds like a really powerful tool, almost like an invisible advantage when it's used effectively.
It really can be.
But here's the twist, right? If political skill is so powerful for building trust and driving good outcomes, can it also be, well, weaponized?
Yes. The dark side.
Yeah. This paper dared to ask if these same sophisticated social skills could actually lead down a darker path. The intro even touched on examples, like maybe a pharma rep convincing doctors to accept kickbacks for prescriptions.
Those kinds of scenarios.
Or B2B salespeople with all this political skill may be prone to similar self-serving behaviors that could harm customers.
That's exactly the critical tension this research grapples with. The study introduces a concept they call customer-directed deviance, or CDD.
Okay, CDD. What does that include?
These are basically voluntary behaviors by a salesperson that violate the company's norms and, crucially, threaten the customer's well-being.
Like what, specifically?
Oh, things like knowingly exaggerating a product's benefits to close a deal,
Yeah.
maybe pushing unnecessary add-ons just to hit a quota, outright deception, coercion,
Oh.
even intentionally providing poor service to customers who aren't seen as, high value enough.
That sounds pretty bad.
It is. What's really interesting and maybe counterintuitive at first is that the study found political skill is not directly negatively related to this customer-directed deviance.
Wait, say that again? Having the skill doesn't make you less likely to do bad things?
Directly, no. According to this study, simply having high political skill doesn't automatically make someone more ethical or less ethical in their customer interactions. It truly seems to be a neutral tool. Like you said, a toolkit. Or maybe like a hammer, you can build a house with it. Or you can break a window.
Okay, so it's about how you use it.
Exactly. Because the research did uncover a crucial indirect relationship. It found that political skill actually negatively influences customer-directed deviance, meaning it makes it less likely. But through those positive factors we discussed, customer relationship building competence and customer-oriented selling.
Okay, break that down. So if you're skilled and you use that skill to build real relationships and focus on the customer,
Then you're less likely to engage in those deviant, harmful behaviors.
Why?
Well, think about it. Why would you? Those unethical actions would directly undermine the very trust and the long-term relationships you're so skilled at building and nurturing. It just wouldn't make sense from a long-term perspective. It creates this kind of ethical pathway where the skills become a force for good, or at least against bad.
So while the skill itself is neutral, how it's channeled through either genuine relationship building or maybe something else, that determines the ethical outcome.
That seems to be the key finding here.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Deviant acts would absolutely destroy trust if they came to light.
They certainly would.
Which leads to the next big question. What does this all mean for the bottom line? You'd think unethical behavior, CDD, would eventually backfire, right?
You'd think so.
Customers catch on, trust erodes, sales suffer. But this study found something truly unexpected regarding customer-directed deviance and performance that might just make you, well, scratch your head.
This is the paper's absolute curveball, and it's a big one. Get ready for this.
Okay.
Customer-directed deviance was found to be positively related to sales performance.
Wait, positively, you mean doing bad things help sales?
Yes, you heard that right. Engaging in customer-directed deviance, according to this research, can lead to improved sales performance, at least in the short term.
Whoa, okay, that's shocking. How? Why?
Well, the nuance here is really crucial. The performance measure they used in the study focused on near-term sales outcomes. Things like sales dollars generated, market share contribution, in a given period, like a quarter or a year.
Okay, short-term metrics.
Right. So this finding suggests that some salespeople might achieve those immediate targets by, frankly, cutting corners, prioritizing the outcome, hitting the number over the ethical means to achieve it.
So they cheat the system, basically, and it works. For a while.
It seems it can, yes. This echoes ideas we see in psychology, like egoism, where people might rationalize self-serving actions. Or in agency theory, where an agent, like a salesperson, might prioritize their own short-term gain over what's truly best for the company or the customer in the long run. The study essentially shows a clear, albeit pretty troubling path where unethical behavior can lead to quick sales results, at least for a while.
Oh, okay. That is a genuine aha moment, maybe even a bit of a chilling one for anyone listening, because it's such a stark reminder
It is.
that while relationship building and being customer-focused do lead to positive, enduring sales performance, there's this really dangerous temptation, a shortcut almost, for short-term gains through less ethical means. It's this conflict that sales organizations really need to actively manage. Otherwise, they might inadvertently reward behavior that ultimately poisons the well down the road.
Absolutely. It's a critical balancing act.
So this gives us a lot to think about. If you're a sales leader listening, or a trainer, or even a salesperson yourself reflecting on this, what's the blueprint here? How can these insights actually be applied to foster not just high-performing teams, but ethical, high-performing teams?
Yeah, that's the practical payoff. The research offers some really vital implications for any organization that's aiming for ethical sales excellence.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, organizations should invest purposefully in political skill development. Don't just hope people have it. Recruitment, training, coaching programs, they should be designed to enhance all four dimensions we talked about.
Social astuteness, influence, networking, and that apparent sincerity one.
Exactly. And crucially, apparent sincerity.
Yep.
This means actually teaching salespeople how to read a room, build genuine connections, leverage networks effectively, and, importantly, how to project honesty and trustworthiness.
Okay, so train the skill, but guide it ethically.
Right, which leads to the second point. Emphasize authenticity and honesty from the very top down. Salespeople need to be educated in, well, perception management sounds a bit clinical, but
understanding how they come across.
yes,
Yeah.
learning to communicate and act in ways that make them appear genuinely forthright, actively avoiding those coercive or manipulative tactics.
And training helps there.
Definitely. Robust ethics training is essential. Reviewing company codes regularly, using realistic scenarios to discuss ethical dilemmas, and making it unequivocally clear, unethical actions, even if they seem to yield temporary gains, are not tolerated, because they inevitably damage long-term customer relationships and trust, period.
Makes sense.
Thirdly, organizations need to actively foster genuine customer relationship building competence. This isn't just about being friendly. It can be encouraged through mentoring, coaching on active listening, really teaching salespeople how to effectively address objections, not just overcome them, and helping them truly understand the financial consequences of their proposals for the customer, not just for their own commission check.
Thinking from the customer side.
Always. The focus should always be on mutual, sustainable benefit.
Okay. And the last key implication.
And finally, and this might be the most important, leaders must cultivate a strong ethical climate. Culture matters.
Setting the tone.
Exactly. Creating an environment where long-term customer satisfaction is genuinely valued above short-term sales at any cost. This means actively reprimanding unethical behavior, not turning a blind eye, and consistently reinforcing the message. Yeah, maybe customer-directed deviance can temporarily boost numbers, but those gains are fleeting because deceived customers don't remain customers long-term. And the damage to your company's reputation can be immense and really hard to repair.
It really sounds like the key is to develop political skill as a positive force, guided by strong ethics, a long-term customer focus, rather than letting it get hijacked for those tempting but ultimately destructive fleeting gains.
That sums it up perfectly. It's about building a sustainable foundation for success, one that's rooted in real trust.
We've certainly covered a lot today, from, demystifying the subtle nuances of political skill to its really surprising connections with both positive sales performance and those ethical challenges.
Yeah, it's complex stuff.
The whole idea that social competence can be such a powerful driver of both strong relationships and sales figures, while also presenting these serious ethical dilemmas, it's truly enlightening, I think.
It really is, and it raises an important, maybe lingering question that might stick with you, the listener. The study hints at that unexpected positive link between customer-directed deviance and short-term performance.
Right, the curveball.
Yeah, and it suggests that in some very, very close B2B relationships, salespeople might actually start to believe they're acting deviantly on behalf of the buyer.
What do you mean? Like they think they're helping the buyer by bending the rules?
Kind of. Think of it like maybe a parent bending the rules slightly because they genuinely believe it's for their child's ultimate benefit, even if it's technically a deception or cutting a corner.
Huh. I never thought of it like that in a business context.
Could highly intimate B2B relationships sometimes lead to ethically ambiguous behavior, where the salesperson genuinely believes they are still acting in the client's best interest, even if the action is technically deviant and, frankly, short-sighted?
Wow.
What does closeness truly mean in that context? And when does it start to blur those critical ethical lines, potentially leading to harm for everyone involved down the road?
That's definitely something to ponder.
It's something to think about as you navigate your own professional relationships and observe the dynamics happening around you. When does helpfulness cross a line?
Powerful food for thought as you go about your week. We really hope this deep dive has given you a fresh, maybe expanded perspective on the complex, often unseen world of sales and influence.